Let's give you the field, the 7-horse field for the Preakness. Starting with the 1, National Treasure, trained by Bob Baffert, who's in a Triple Crown race for the first time in 2 years. The 2 is Chase the Chaos. His trainer, Ed Mosier, saying, quote, "We're going in with no expectations." Then you have the opposite. The Kentucky Derby winner, Mage, will definitely have lower odds than the 15-1 he had in Louisville. Coffee with Chris, purchased for just $2,000 by his trainer, has made over 112 times that. Red Route 1, ridden by Joel Rosario, has never won the Preakness, but does have 4 second-place finishes, including just last year. The owners of Perform paid $150,000 just to get their horse nominated for this race. And then you have the 7, Blazing Sevens. Makes sense. Did not run in the Derby despite having enough qualifying points to do so. The odds for the race, the current odds, the Derby winner was the morning line favorite. Still the favorite, 9-5 odds. National Treasure currently the second choice at 3-1. Blazing Sevens at 5-1. First Mission, a Brad Cox trained horse, figured to be in the mix, maybe the second choice, scratched. We found that out earlier today, so will not be part of this field. It is a 7-horse field, and so let's talk about, first of all, just kind of the makeup of this race, Jerry, and kind of how you see speed, how it's going to play out. We thought we had an idea of a slower pace at the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs. Didn't figure out to be that way, but what do you think about the Preakness?
Well, I'm going to go slow again.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's not going to be near the setup for Mage that it was in the Kentucky Derby. It's just the speed is not there. It might have been before the scratch of First Mission. He's got a little bit of speed, might have pressured National Treasure. But I think National Treasure gets out from the inside with blinkers added, fresh horse. He takes and could get a comfortable lead, and I think that's what Mage has to be careful of, that National Treasure gets a comfortable lead early in the race. And Mage cannot afford to get away from the gate like he has been, because he could get trapped behind 5 or 6 horses that are not moving very fast and have too much ground to make up.
Yeah, I mean, Javier Castellano may not like looking at National Treasure up front, coasting on the early lead, but there may not be a whole lot he can do about it if Mage breaks the same way. Coffee with Chris is a Maryland-based, local horse that does have some speed and might be the only horse in there that can push National Treasure at all. But in talking to his trainer, John Salzman, he seems fairly content to have Coffee with Chris stalking second and not necessarily going up and putting a whole lot of pressure on National Treasure. So I agree with Jerry. We could have a pretty soft-paced scenario here.
His statement, John Salzman's statement was, I would like to make it a 2-horse race, which means let's just take it easy up there, you and I, and then we'll sprint home and see if we can leave the rest of them in our wake. That would be fine with him.
But not for Javier.
Bad news for Mage.
Yes, not for Javier.
So go ahead, Jay.
And it's the gate thing. And now we talked to Gustavo Delgado, his trainer, and he told us in Kentucky he thought he had solved this problem. Mage gets in there and he gets kind of lazy and sits back down, and he's very inactive in the gate. And so they put these pads in there. He calls them pillows. But they're the same thing. They take up space, and it makes it tighter for Mage so that there's nothing for him to slouch on. It didn't work in the Kentucky Derby. They took him to the gate here. I don't know what adjustments they can possibly make, but he needs to get away from the gate at least cleanly so he's mid-pack.
Okay, we thought that, though, at the Kentucky Derby, and it turns out it may have helped him, right? Because it was such a fast early pace that it didn't hurt him as much as it could have. But you do feel like it is more crucial that he gets off to a fast start here?
It's so much easier to determine the pace for Randy Knight in this race because there's 10 fewer horses. And most of them just simply don't have the early capability of being close. So it is going to be a slower pace.
When you see what happened to him in the Kentucky Derby, the slow start is evident. And we got a couple of looks at it here. We got one head-on look. And you can see Mage there, number 8, is already behind the field. But the blimp, the overhead shot, you can really see Mage breaking slowly compared to the others. Even Tappet Trice is right back there.
Who's a slow breaker himself. But he gets a great trip after that. Javier Castellano, his jockey, who was 0 for 15 going into the Kentucky Derby at this point, makes a great move over to the rail. He's by himself. He's saving ground. He's not getting bumped around. So this is an ideal scenario, especially in light of how fast they were going early.
So Javier picks out a horse to follow. It happens to be the Japanese horse Derma Sotogake, who was making his way through the field after a slow break. Angel of Empire just to Mage's inside. And from right here, he's got clear sailing. He had a super fast pace in front of him. It's just a matter of how strongly he could finish, and he was the strongest home.
Yeah, and he was a little wide around that far turn, but you give that up. That's fine if your horse is running full out and you've already saved ground in the first turn. You can see he comes to 2 fills who looked like, to me, was a winner turning for home, and he's just too good.
Jerry and I had a little difference of opinion here. Jerry thinks that Mage was the best horse. I think 2 fills was the best horse, even though he finished second a length behind Mage, because of the pace scenario. And Two Fills was much closer to a toxic pace than Mage was.
Now, if you go back to the Florida Derby,
okay,
as long as Mage is somewhere within contact, he's got a tremendous move wherever Castellano wants to use it. He used it was used early in the Florida Derby. In fact, he made the lead too soon. He got there too soon. So if he's anywhere in the middle of the pack, Javier, his jockey, can choose when he wants to pull the trigger.
You mentioned 2 weeks ago you were impressed by Two Fills. Two Fills is not here. In fact, Mage is the only returner from the Kentucky Derby. Haven't seen that since 1948. So of all the horses who could be the biggest competition for Mage, you've already mentioned National Treasure. Do you think that is the likely top contender?
For the reasons that we just elaborated on, yes. The fact that with First Mission scratched and Coffee with Chris unlikely to put head-to-head pace pressure, even if he's able to. With blinkers on, John Velasquez, rail, talented horse anyway. I mean, he should control the pace.
He could. He had a training interruption during the March. He had a bruised foot, and then weather caused him to get off his schedule. So now trainer Bob Baffert has been able to lock in on this race, keep his training schedule consistent. Yes, he's got a very good chance.
How about a horse like Perform? His connections paid $150,000 to enter him into the race, so apparently they have some high hopes for him.
All you have to do is look at his last race, and you will be convinced he does have some kind of a chance. His record is pretty good anyway, but he's last going into the first turn. Now coming out into the stretch, he's still last in this race. He can't find a place to go. The rider tries to go between horses. That didn't work, so he shifts to the outside. That's not going to work, so he shifts back into the inside. Goes all the way to the rail. There's only about 100 yards left in this race. At this point, Randy, it's unbelievable.
You know, I can't remember, Ahmed, seeing a Triple Crown prep with a horse getting in as much trouble and still winning as Perform did. And he's a decent price. I think he's got a heck of a chance. But again, he's going to be pace dependent because he comes from well back.
You say a decent price, and that is exactly what Matt Bernier is looking at. So as you look at the 7-horse field, Matt, like, where's the value? How are you thinking you're going to bet this race tomorrow?
Well, let's start with where you guys began. Pace makes the race, and it's the thing you should always do when you're handicapping a race. Try to figure out where all the main players are going to be positioned early on. There's really no two ways around it. National Treasure looks like he's going to be the controlling speed. I have reservations about his overall talent, so I'm going to kind of fade him at 3-1. These are the odds as of right now. This is the live money, but about 45 minutes ago, you had just under $400,000 in the win pool. You take a look, you don't have one horse above 8-1 odds, which to me on paper seems a little bit crazy. Some of these horses, they're good horses. They're all good horses. But no one in here should be in this sort of ballpark, some of these horses anyway. The big one is Mage. 9-5 on Mage. You can make the case. Randy will be the one that can speak to this as well. If you're a speed figure player, the 105 Beyer speed figure he earned in the Kentucky Derby towers over this field. So if you can get anything close to 9-5, almost 2-1 odds, plus 200 if you're a sports bettor, that to me is shouting as the value of this field right now.
You agree, Randy?
Well, look, it all comes down to how likely he is to repeat that 105 Beyer speed figure, right? I agree totally that if you just look at the 105 figure, you compare it to the others in the races, stand out, absolute standout. But he got the dream pace scenario to get that 105 Beyer speed figure that he's not going to get here. Knock him down a couple of points. He's coming back in 2 weeks, whereas horses like National Treasure and Perform and everybody else in the race has more rest coming into here. That's also a disadvantage to Mage. So that's why I thought when we saw 4-5, I thought that's way too low, because to me he's not an absolute standout on paper. 9-5 is more reasonable. He should be the favorite, but he's not an unbeatable favorite at all.
He doesn't have to run a 105 to win.
I was going to say that.
I feel bad because I should have gone to Jerry, because I feel like Jerry might be more prone to agree with you.
Well, I don't think Mage has to run a 105 to win. I think he can run a 101 or 102, and that means that National Treasure has to step up quite a bit to even match that.
Sounds like Matt agrees.
Yeah, this is a combination piece here. I agree with you, Randy, that the 105 is sort of a one-off right now. I'm not necessarily projecting that he runs back to that, but to Jerry's point, he can regress and still have somebody else jump up, and they're still not good enough to beat him. So if this is how things end up as we get closer to post time Saturday afternoon, 9-5 on Mage, take it and run with it.
Matt, so how much could these odds change over the course of 24 hours? Like historically, do you know, could we see Mage get into that 4 to 5, even money?
I would think we're probably going to have 3x the amount of money bet into this pool that we have currently by the time they go postward, closer to $2 million. So these odds will change a little bit, but let's keep in mind, $400,000 or $500,000, that's not nothing. I think these are legitimate odds, and this is legitimate money at this point.